What's up, peoples? Your Sports, quickest 15 minutes in sports. And before I start my show today, I want to give a special rest in peace shout out to Biz Markie, who was one of the greatest, especially when I was growing up in the 80s, 90s. Daddy Kane, Eric B, Rakim, KRS-One, Biz Markie. Bring a lot of fun to me and my friends as we was growing up, picking boogers, nobody beats the biz, all that shit, man. Bizmark was one of the greatest. This is something for the radio. I'm gonna play a little something now before I start my show. Salute the Biz Markie. Thank you, brother. I want to say thank you for all the great memories, man. Word up, man. You basically was one of the guys that got me into hip-hop, man. Salute to Biz Markie, man. "15 quickest minutes in sports. Your Sports. Salute to Biz Markie, baby. Rest in peace, bro. Woo! I love me some Bizmark, man. And like I said, he was special. Not that everybody that died wasn't special. DMX was special. All these guys, Black Rob. But Bizmark is history. Like, Bizmark is history for me when I started. And the dudes that I was amongst, that also grew up with me. From the Willies, the Terror Guards of the world, Bow Boogies of the world, Demo, all my Avenue D cats where we were growing up. The youngest cats, in the park, hitting the music, dancing, battling, all that. And I just got to get that out there before the 15 quickest minutes of sports. Now let's start our show. Before we start, like always, go to YouTube, share, subscribe, put your comments in, hit the notification bell. You already know. Continue the good work. Shout out to the East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, Las Vegas, New York City, LES to the death. Triple H everything, Dwayne Beeman. Credit Fix, never too late to get your credit fix. IG me, inbox me, email me, al.newyork@yahoo.com. Need advertisement, bless me, we'll figure something out. Open sessions and giveaways, continue the good work, continue to keep playing, and I'm going to continue to bring on new merch. This one of the last ones we bring up here, wins and losses, and I'm going to continue to bring y'all that heat. Just continue to play, and let's continue to have fun. Let's go to sports news real quick. We're going to start in boxing. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder trilogy showdown will resume on October 9th at the T-Mobile Arena. So it could have been worse. It could have been pushed back all the way, November, December. But instead, it's October 9th. So it's not that bad. So Deontay Wilder, who was real stressed out because he was really wanting this fight, you're just a month, a couple months away, max a month. So you'll be all right, Wilder. Just keep training, keep doing your thing, and produce the greatest fight that your body can give, because you're going to need this fight. Because if you lose this fight, you ain't going to get Fury no more. He's going to be 2-0 with a draw against you. He ain't going to want no business with you. But if you win this fight, then you can ask for a fourth fight. You can ask for a fourth fight because you have a 1-1 draw with a draw. A 1-1 tie with a draw. That would be able to get that real big, basically end your career kind of fight where you get all the money you want. You ain't even got to fight no more. Other news. My boy Dwayne Beeman. Fight had been canceled from August 14th. The fight he was going to move to the States. Moved it back to August 28th, which makes perfect sense. They bought out his fight, which means that him and his opponent are going to get more money for this fight. This is a money move. I'm not mad at my boy. He's been waiting for his and the chicken storm to come, the chicken storm to arrive. And salute to my boy. And hopefully, like I said, he breezes through this fight and then gets to that next more important fight, which we all hoping and knowing that he's going to do. But this fight has been moved to Barranquilla, Colombia for August 28th. Like I said, more money for Mr. Stop Running. Let's get it, baby. Other news. We're going to the NFL. 36-year-old wide receiver, punt returner Ted Ginn Jr. has retired from the NFL Ted Ginn played in 193 games, had 412 receptions, 5,700 yards, 33 touchdowns. His numbers weren't great at all. Was a great player in college in Ohio State. Made some big plays in the NFL, but his numbers don't show for it. But us that watch football know that he was involved in a lot of big plays. Salute and good luck to Tank Ginn Jr. in his rest of his career and whatever he chooses to do from here on out. Other news. Baseball. On Saturday night, there was a shootout in Washington outside of the stadium. If I'm correct, 3 people got clapped. I'm not sure, but I know there were shots that were heard inside of the stadium, which forced the umpires to have everybody vacate the stadium. And it was a nervous moment because you had players that had, family in the stands. They had to go get their families. And, cops did a great job. I'm not sure if they caught the shooter. My understanding is they got great leads. They kind of got the car and all that. And, they're going to do what they got to do. But I'm just glad that nobody in the stadium got injured. But they were injuries from the people that was, whoever they shot at. A couple people got hit, from my understanding. But hopefully this can get cleaned up. Salute to the Nationals for, finishing the game the next day, getting everybody out of there home safely that night. Salute to the Nationals. Great job by the city of Washington. Other news. A fan in Yankee Stadium, I don't know why he did this. He threw a baseball, hit Verdugo from the Boston Red Sox. I understand we don't like the Red Sox, but you don't throw a baseball, especially the distance it was from the stand to where Verdugo was. If that thing hits him in the eye, if it hits him in the mouth, if it hits him in the brain area, you could have severely hurt this individual for what? Okay, the chanting is fine. You want to say Boston sucks, Verdugo, you a fucking bum, whatever you want to do, but you don't throw no object, especially baseballs. Try getting hit with a baseball in your face area when you ain't looking. It hurts severely. Trust me as I tell you, I got hit in my mouth. My lips was bubbled up for a couple weeks. You don't do that. And from my understanding, this fan is not only banned from Yankee Stadium, he's banned from every major league ballpark for the rest of his life. Good for that motherfucker. Other news. The Pittsburgh Steelers acquired 3-time Pro Bowler and first rounder 18th pick overall defensive end Melvin Ingram, who also could drop back to the linebacker role. He will help out the Steelers defensively, try to make up for Dupree, who they lost, especially if he stays injury-free. Will join a top-ranked defense. And I know my boy Felix Jacino's happy. I know Raymond Gates is happy. I know G. Santana is happy. And every other Steeler fan out there. My boy, what's his name again? Shit, I always forget his name, man. The bodyguard, you know who I'm talking about. Sammy. I know Sammy's happy. Sammy, forgive me because I always call you the other name, which you don't like me to call you. But all the Pittsburgh fans are going to be happy because now you already got a top-ranked defense. You throw a healthy Melvin Ingram in there. Ingram is a ball hawk. This will help out the Steelers' defense. And if the offense get going, especially with the new acquisition of Najee Harris, this could be a division-winning season. And my boy Felix was telling me he might be interested in taking the Steelers to win the division at 4-1. Y'all might want to look into that too. Great pickup for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Other news. I want to give congratulations on the diamond to the St. Louis Cardinals all-star catcher Yadier Molina for moving up to 4th place in games caught all time. Saturday, Molina caught his 2057th all-time game. Wow, I remember when Molina came up to the big leagues with his other brothers, Benji, etc. And now to see Molina do this right in front of my eyes, this is why I got him top 10. I mean, there's a lot of reasons why I got him top 10, but also now games played. Not only can the guy hit, the guy's a master behind the plate and calling games. He's got a canyon, and he can hit home runs. He gets big hits in big situations. Humpty, you better move him up to your top 10. If you don't, me and Codero's going to have to check you. Move him up to your top 10. He's chasing right now. He's number 4. Number 3 is Bob Boone, the father of Aaron Boone, with 22-25. the great Carlton Fisk, whose nickname was Pudge, 22-26, and Yvonne Rodriguez, who also nicknamed his Pudge Rodriguez, with 24-27. So statistically, the way Molina's catching right now, he's basically catching every game. I give him 2.5 years before he passes his Pudge Rodriguez, and he is in shape. I mean, the guy comes in slim, taking care of his body. So the way he's going right now, he's definitely on the radar, barring injury. If he don't get no injury, I hope the Cardinals keep him. I hope he breaks it as a St. Louis Cardinal. Okay, last but not least, the NBA Finals. You know I'm not going to forget that. I'm going to save this for last because it's the juiciest. Phoenix Suns started out quickly, 2-zip lead, won the first 2 games at the Valley. I knew something was wrong when I was looking at Facebook, and you had guy making Phoenix Suns shirts, selling championship Suns, etc. I told myself, it's a little too early to start celebrating. Me and Raymond Gates, at the beginning of the series, gave out, Milwaukee. There was a time in the series where my man, the dog catcher, took Phoenix, as a hedge bet. I said Phoenix would win. As an analyst, watching the first couple of games, it looked like Phoenix wanted it more. It was set up perfect for CP3 to win his first championship, considering all the playoff series where every key player was hurt. And then Giannis got hurt late. The only difference was Giannis is the Greek freak, unlike the other guys. Giannis was able to overcome that knee injury, unlike Kawhi and these other guys, Jamal Murray, etc., Anthony Davis, who weren't able to overcome their injuries. Giannis was. Not only that, to be as productive that he's being is proven that he's a superhuman being. But even at that, Game 3 was an easy game to pick. I gave out Milwaukee. They won easily. Game 4 was funny. Dog catcher had Phoenix. I had Phoenix with the points. Milwaukee just steamboat late, covered the spread, everything, tied to that too. Then they went to the Valley. I'm thinking CP3 and them still, have the advantage from what I'm seeing as an analyst, but what I put as a gambler was on Milwaukee. But I'm going by what I see day-to-day basis. Phoenix went up something like 16 points in the first half, second quarter. I understand it's very early. But when you surrender a 16-point lead in the second quarter of an NBA Finals game at home, tells me a lot. Tells me a lot. It's telling me that the Milwaukee Bucks really, really want this, and they proved it. They outplayed them that whole second quarter. Phoenix Suns made a late surge late, could have stole the game late if Booker didn't get that turnover. But even at that, the big 3 showed up. When I told, the dog catcher, what did Milwaukee have to do to win this game, I said the big 3 all have to get off, and they all did. Holiday, huge game. Chris Middleton, huge game. Giannis, huge game. The reason why I was closer than it should have been, because one of the things the Bucks had to do was contain Booker, and they didn't do that. He dropped 40 pieces on him. So it was a great game 5. Now you go into game 6 where the line is minus 5 for the Bucks, 222. The Bucks are set up right now to close out this series of 6 games. If you're the Milwaukee Bucks, you do not want to go back to the Valley. You do not want to go. If this game goes to the 7th game, CP3 and them are going to win. I'm telling you right now. The thing is it going to go to the 7th game? Did Giannis and feel the pain of the last 2 years of getting, bumped early in the playoffs, embarrassed? If they look at those videos to give them inspiration on top of what's going on in this series, them winning the last 3 games, I think they'll find a way to pull it out. But the thing is, the big 3 again have to show. If 2 out of the 3 show, and Phoenix gets any help from anybody from the big 3, like if Crowder steps up, if Bridges can step up, if Johnson can step up, Ayton's going to have to do what he does. CP3 is going to have to play unbelievable ball. And Booker is going to have to keep doing what he's doing. And I told y'all that Booker was going to step it up because after game 3, he was averaging 22.7. I said, you ain't see nothing to Booker yet. And he dropped 40 pieces after that, after me saying that. Huge game. Phoenix has to find a way how to get out of Milwaukee. The problem is Milwaukee's going to close it, or Phoenix is going to take it to a game 7. And me personally, like I said, I gave out the Bucks. They showing they all the better team. Though I thought Phoenix was hotter going in. You know, after seeing the first 2 games, done rumbled them in the first 2 games, my mind seen something else from what I betted. But like I said, I'm not trying to hedge. I'm not trying to confuse y'all. My bet is Milwaukee, but my heart was telling me while I was watching the series, and I still refuse to think that Phoenix is finished, because the kind of year they had. This year, it's gonna take it to a whole other level. If they can get by this game right here, go back to the Valley and get CP3 his first NBA championship. And this is going to happen on Tuesday, 6 Pacific, 9 Eastern. Make sure you guys tune in. The line is Milwaukee 5-222. If I'm a betting man, I got to take Phoenix with the 5 points. 5 points. That's saying you ain't got to win the game, but I'm hoping they do when they bring it to a game 7. I don't know. I know I got my money on Milwaukee. I shouldn't even be thinking Phoenix, but it's kind of like I'm rooting for them for something. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. I mean, I only betted, $100. It ain't nothing big, but still, I would like, to win it. But I don't know. I just think Chris Paul needs one. I'm not a big fan of Chris Paul, but I love to see him win one. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie. But it's looking very dim now, going back to Milwaukee for game 6. And like I said, I hope I'm not confusing y'all. I'm not trying to. Enjoy the game. It's going to be a great game 6. Phoenix will bring everything they got into Milwaukee. And with that, let me bring this back here. Shout out to Biz Markie, Al York Sports, 15 quickest minutes. We went a couple minutes over. So fucking what? And with that, hold your head. See me on Friday. Open sessions and giveaways. Make sure you motherfuckers tap in. I love y'all. Al York Sports. The raw truth, baby. Let's get it.